question is very simple. From the perspective of the groups that you're leading, what are your priorities for the next 3 months, and why? And I will try to do this first. I think my priorities are definitely to do ETH Barcelona, to make it successful. Get a MVP version of Giveth, at least something to test. And lastly, will be helping everyone do the sub process. Accountability for contributors and leaders. And I think the last thing, part of that, is DAO Ops working group roadmap. So those are kind of my things right now. Why am I doing them? I really want to pump out the messaging for Barcelona, make it successful, because Barcelona is a great place for us to get huge exposure if we do it right, and to hang out with you all IRL. And Giveth, I understand there's concerns. I just feel bad because I've been working on it for the last 9 months. So I don't know. I want to get something out there that's semi-finished, and then I think a lot of your concerns are valid, and then put my time somewhere else. But I feel like abandoning it right now will require more work to start it again. Yeah. 9 months. And then lastly, the sub-DAO process is really important to me. That we get it out relatively on time, or else everyone will probably just start to get really, really annoyed with it. And out sooner than later, or else. Okay, for everyone that just joined, we're gonna try out this new half and half. So half an hour we're gonna spend just hanging out as stewards and maybe ask some pointed questions, and then at about the half mark we're gonna switch and do a shortened form of the governance call. And the prompt for this one here, you guys. Oh look, Marco and Griff are matching. That's so cute.
I'm matching. I like that.
I know. I almost caught myself there. So for you guys, the prompt here is: what are your priorities for the next 3 months, and why? And I'll leave that, and I'll pass it on to Heather.
My priorities for the next 3 months, it sounds like we have a lot of hiring going on. We have DevOps, front end, back end, maybe some comms, and then some UI as well. So my priority is just getting those, and also being a good and responsive PM for fundraising as well, and just an HR support. And I'm doing this, why? Because it gives me joy and it's fun. And also just to help our team grow, because it sounds like we got some growing pains going on, especially over in General Magic. So I'll pass it over to Almond.
Thanks, Heather. Really, my priorities for the next 3 months is to understand everyone's priorities and really build a more clear timeline of everything that's going to be happening in the future, and then set the tools to support. So really my intention here is to listen to you all and to make sure to be on the same page. So I'll pass it to Ashley.
Thanks, Almond. I think, like, from a steward standpoint, my priorities for the next 3 months with Communitas is to just kind of like, it's been really helpful going through the sub-deification process and being able to define these like goals or KPIs that we've been trying to define for so long. So really just like concentrating the efforts that we currently have rather than being like in all these different places, but really finding the programs that we have that are going towards reaching those goals and making those stronger and maybe clearing out some of the other clutter that like isn't really working towards those goals. So yeah, strengthening that part and just kind of bringing it back to basics a little bit, I think. And then with project verification, I think really it's just like defining this quality score and getting all this data in one place. And I mean, just figuring out how we can make it easier for projects to become verified or know why they aren't getting verified and so that they can make corrections. And maybe even start to look at like what's the definition of being verified and maybe looking at like redefining that and why. I think that it's important to take. I just think that Communitas has been very experimental and trying a lot of different things, different kinds of events, different kinds of products, things like this. And I think that it's now taking up more resources and we could do better and be more efficient. So I think it's better to come back to a concentrated place. And with project verification, I think we could just always be making our current efforts like better. So just keep on evolving that process and making project verification as best as it can be. And I think that's really it. I'll pass it to Lauren.
Yeah, my priorities for the next 3 months are to like launch QF with like a good enough matching pool and also just like kind of like set up raising funds for future rounds. So like launch QF, run a successful round, and then like kind of like start building issues for like fast follow to make it better. So that's kind of like pretty big. I'm also trying to like move away from comms and like empower Steve more on the Twitter and Ahmed more as well. So kind of like trying to step out of comms at the same time as like help to improve comms. And so that like we're more effective in our communications and like basically are also more efficient, take less time. Yeah. I think those are the biggest things, and then just kind of like trying to stay afloat with all of the other things that end up happening, like optimism give power and like optimism give backs and all this stuff. Those are kind of like more minor products that I'm like managing and pushing out the door, but I want to see that do well, as well as like the referral program. I want to see it do well, but I'm like, you know, like a little bit like more distantly involved in that. Why are these my priorities? Well, I think QF is a good way of bringing more donors and projects onto the platform and also just getting like more exposure for Giveth. So it's, I think, like a pretty big product. And, you know, right now, like the Allo protocol stuff is like so high friction that I think that there's like an opening in the market for effective QF and like user-friendly QF. So I'm hoping that will be like a opportunity for us basically bringing on more donors and projects into Giveth. And then the optimism stuff is like mostly just so that we can continue getting funding. The comm stuff is like so that like I, you know, can, you know, do less. And that's all. I'll pass it to Monique.
GM. So I suppose I have more than one hat. For a Scrum Mastership or, you know, chapter management. I'm not sure. Am I right? Can I talk about chapter management right in this call or?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. For the chapter management or, you know, Scrum Mastership as usual, syncing with PMs. Ideally sprint planning or resource planning, syncing the strategy of the Giveth aligned with the stakeholders. and also set up release plan, everything. These are not kind of plan things. These are
Like high level. Like I don't need to know what your day to day is, but give me the high level of your priority.
The high level of my priority is that we have a smooth sprint planning for Giveth and GM projects all together. Good prioritization of the projects. Having a release plan, quarter release plan ready. Have a good backlog for every project. My second hat is managing the debt. And I can say my goal, if it gets prioritized, is the API plus dashboards, and also helping communication team to set up these analytics tools for tracking the KPIs and traffics, etc.
What is the dashboard?
All dashboards that we have, because also we have an Epic and token lock, and it's getting prioritized somehow. And I think it includes all the dashboards that we have. At least we have to, make it more clear. But my, if I can do this stuff and it's getting prioritized, I'd love to at least prepare the issues and refine them. And maybe I have another hat that is, Scrum Mastering or PMing PMing the pairwise is also kind of thing that I don't know, should I talk in this meeting or not?
No, you can leave it out. It's GM. Yeah.
Sorry, John, can you pass it to?
Yeah, sure. We can pass it on to Franco.
Thank you, Mitch. I guess that priorities as the toward of the rewards working group, what I have in mind is streamlining the process of distribution, and kind of like I feel like I'm exploring with like all these new tools they're being released as like right now. Like I'm talking to Christopher right now, like he just like added a new feature. So I guess that is kind of like exploring what can be done with praise as it evolves inside the community, so we can, I don't know, use it as a tool for engagement for non-contributors and contributors. And yeah, as the subtaification happens as well, like making like a small but strong group of people who can work together in moving this forward. And yeah, as of why, I guess I think it's fun, like Heather said, brings me joy and fun. I think praise is very important in the community, and seeing it grow, it's amazing. And yeah, I'll pass it over to Amin.
Hello, everyone. Happy to be here. Yeah, I'm. My intention for the next 2 months is to pull off this Canon project, help Giveth to, manage the resources and my time, to help product managers, and finishing project at QF and others. Also, we have recruiting probably. These are my priorities for the next 3 months.
Great. Can I want to just make sure we get this focused. Can I actually pass it to Griff?
Yeah. I am fundraising, but fundraising and getting AI integrated as much as I can. Those are my two. And why? Because we need money. And also AI is like, if we don't follow this trend, then we will like just be half as productive at least. And maybe I'll throw it to Marco.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like the design working group was sort of like stewardless for some time or not. I don't know. I mean, I haven't been around that much. I've been following. I've been supporting. Like my plan for the next 3 months would be first to convince everybody that Giveth should stop all the development of new features and just ship what we currently will building and focus on development, business development, marketing, getting more traction, more donors, more projects, more money. Basically turn all our efforts into that to make this project and product and organization business success, and not just have a successful product. So I guess that's what I'll be doing for the next 3 months. And I think explain why.
Yeah.
I definitely I will be supporting the design efforts. I will be overseeing all the design work. I would love. It's following the same lines of what Monique said and Lauren. QF launch, which I think strategically is an important feature for Giveth. Yeah, I think that's basically it. Yeah, and then gladly I'd be supporting any business development, marketing, promotional, whatever efforts, or any strategic decisions that Giveth will make in the next 3 months. I'd be happy to support them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And why? Because I think that's something we should be focusing on.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, after all these years.
Great. I thank you, Marco. That was really good. I liked all that. I think there's one more person I want to hear from, and that would be Mr. Gelé Royal.
Hola. Bienvenue.
You joined late. Did you
I
see the
joined
prompt?
late. Yeah, I did not. Yeah, sorry. I was firing up a barbecue. It's fine. It's because I wanted. Yeah, I don't usually speak on the governance calls. I wanted to be like passive. I did read your thing late. So what we are is really forming a real working group because it was really disjointed people before. So in this sub-DAOification chapter forming, we are, talking to find like a form for ourselves. And talking, I mean,
For DevOps.
And me
DevOps?
and for DevOps, for the DevOps
cool. Got it.
chapter. Let's say DevOps chapter. Or whatever it will be in the end. And this together with Monique, Amin, mostly, and Moshe Hub and me. We are trying to find another person for DevOps and to provide 24-hour coverage for our incident management. And we would love to also join Monique here, who is sprint planning for many things. We would like to support all projects with the proper DevOps stuff that they need. Probably mostly in the beginning, guidance, and then real developments and maintenance. At least for the the products that we have. A good example is Praise right now, which was executed by Moshe Hub himself, but that's always a bit bad, like having one person, like if he is not available now, nobody will be able to service Praise SaaS. So that's the big goal is to get everything under an umbrella to be easier to manage, and so people know where to go for problems and to have more centralized processes at least, and guidelines, and one team to do it all.
Great. One team to do it all. One team to rule them all.
Not rule.
Wait, that's not what I don't just mess with you.
Sure.
Okay, this is great. There's a couple things that I think I noticed as priorities, and I think Ashley's comments were great. I'm just telling you it all what I think, but like trimming down and really focusing on things that are effective, and just like honing in. And Lauren, I think a few people talked about the impact of QF, which is going to be big. I think Lauren and Marco both said that. And then a lot of this is just like, okay, like doing the transition into more focused working groups. I'm of the opinion that I agree with Marco, and I agree with a lot of you that there's just like so many features and not enough users, and just need to finish what I'm doing and get it out the door, and then like put my attention into other things. Like I'm probably not going to do any comms or marketing, so it's like if I can do stuff for GM that earns money for the DAO, then like if I'm not doing product management within Giveth, then that's probably what I'm going to be doing with my time. Any other comments?
Sorry, baby, at the end, again, a recap. I just missed why I like that we're doing this. What prompted it, and how often will we revisit?
Yeah, that's a great question. What do all of you think?
Is this the first part in many questions and we come every Monday with a different thing? Is my question. If not, then we can think about how often.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, we definitely can't ask the same question every week. Well, I think the intention was to get more aligned on what everyone else is doing in their working group, in leading their working groups or chapters. So assuming we only have half an hour and we could do this weekly or bi-weekly, is there a particular format that somebody thinks that's the best use? Should I just come up with a question every week or every 2 weeks?
I like a question every week, and we could like repeat on a monthly basis, like different question every week, but then we do 4 weeks and then we repeat the questions.
Oh, so you have every week as a different question and then you go by like 4-week cycles.
Yeah, because I'm thinking you could ask me this question not next week, but ask me again in a month and it might change, you know?
Okay.
Does that mean we have like this monthly call, like monthly meeting?
No, it's like the same 4 questions and they're rotated every 4 weeks.
And what are the 4 questions?
I don't know. I haven't invented them yet.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm asking.
I got one.
What are you going to ask me next? What are you going to ask me next week?
I'm going to keep you guessing, Marco, until Monday morning.
All right, cool. All right.
I think that's an interesting idea, Lauren. Any other ideas?
You know, usually if project managers meet, they talk about business, or the KPIs, and the targets, or even sometimes resources. When chapter management meets together, you know, in large companies, they usually talk about, you know, HR stuff, the budgeting, the path of everybody, every teammates. I mean, the professional path. Or sometimes, you know, talking about the salaries, the, you know, obligations, or something that, you know, the CEO want to talk with them. in matter of the governance, I really don't get, because if, for example, we can talk about the voting system, or I don't know if the proposals have some overlaps, something like this.
I'm not talking about the governance call. I'm just talking about this steward stand up that we'll do for half an hour. You don't have any ideas, it's fine.
I think what Monique is also saying, that if this is happening with the stewards coming up together, stand up, whatever, talking about KPIs, then it's more of a, like turning this half an hour into KPI sharing, meaning have more clarity with the data around the goals that every working group is chasing, and then really share the progress and feedback of every goal, and then have some sort of like overall overview to see if the KPIs are like really moving forward or not.
On a weekly basis.
Maybe it could be one of those 4 things that we talked about. Maybe we visit it every 4 weeks. I don't know.
And do we still have stewards? I don't get it, because we changed it to chapter and PM. So what's the meaning of the steward? Steward is PM.
Well, we still have working groups.
We are in the process.
Stewards of working groups, around products. So we can call them PM.
Why don't you get? Well, I don't think. Well, whatever you want to call it, Monique. Stewards PM.
So if the meeting with the PMs, I can repeat what Almond said. We have to, if it's the target of this meeting, talk about the top KPI things. We can make it a kind of governance around or targets that we should set for example, next 3 months.
But the working groups set their own KPIs. Like the product managers.
I don't know what the KPIs of the design working groups are.
The design working group isn't a working group. It's just a chapter. So it's just like
all right,
provides people.
Cool. All right, great, awesome.
So
because
easy.
I want to say, so great. You make it easy for me.
Okay.
Cool. I don't have to do the KPIs. Awesome.
Yeah, but Mark,
I wouldn't have the bandwidth for that.
You're here for the business side, actually. So we
can no worries. I'm happy to support like the KPIs definition or planning or anything on the working group, the development working group, or what's the name, product, whatever. I don't even know the name of the working group.
Okay. Well, we're 2 minutes past the half, so I think we're actually going to move into the Governance Weekly. And if you guys have more ideas around this, sure. Yeah, the mid-show. Leave some comments, or we can talk about it in the channel and maybe find something better for the next call. At any rate, Governance Weekly. We're gonna try and do slightly shorter format. We'll see how short it is, but we'll get through it, I'm sure. We'll just start really quickly with a round of intentions and distractions for the governance call. I'm sorry if this is redundant for everybody who is just in the stewards, but we'll do it anyway. So intentions for this call for me is going to be facilitate and get people to vote on Giveth. My distractions are stewards call planning. Got lots of ideas now. And I'll pass it on to Marco.
Yeah, my intention is to go through the whole agenda. I've noticed a proposal from Claris. I'd like to comment on that here and hear opinions from others. And I'll pass it over to Lauren.
I don't have any specific intentions for the call. I'm just here to listen, and we'll pass it to Heather.
Hey, yeah. I'm just also here to listen and see if like any updates and debate on what's going on in the forum, but the forum feels pretty quiet, more or less. And I will pass it over to Giroyel.
Hey, yeah, intention is just to get updated. Distraction is barbecuing. I'll give it to Amin.
Thank you, Gilles. I know I cannot spell it. My intention is to be here to see you guys and know what's going on in Giveth and know all the roadmap. That's it. I pass it to Almond. I pass to Almond.
Thank you. I mean, my intention as well is to sync with everything related to governance, and I have no distractions. And I'll pass it to Jess.
Hi everyone. Similar intentions, just to be synced up, and I'm curious if the new proposal from Claris is on the agenda, and I'm curious what everyone thinks about it as well. That's it. I'll pass it to, let's see, Nicola.
Thanks, yes. Happy Monday, everyone. I'm here to sync up, hear what's on the agenda, and provide opinion if I have any, if possible. And no distractions. We're here with you guys. I'm passing it to Ashley.
Thanks, Nicola. Hey, everybody. My intentions for the call to stream, see what kind of activity is going on in the forum, and if there's anything to vote on, just stay in the loop with everything. And that's pretty much it. I don't really have any distractions, just streaming. And I will pass it to Jake.
Yeah, intentions. I saw that Mitch was trying to change up a little bit of the format, so just seeing what that's about. And distractions, I'm doing some general magic stuff. Let me take a swing, and Santi.
GM, thank you, Jake. Intention is just to sync up on everything related to governance, and that's about it. I think Franco's still missing.
Yeah, thank you, Santi. Intentions for the call, it's just catching up with governance. Let you all know that the distribution round 11 is out. That's for August to September 2022. So give it a read. It's on the forum. See if you got some praise rewards. And yeah, no distractions. I'm just trying to pass some votes on the rewards now. And maybe, Griff, did you go?
GM. I did not. My intention is to get some signatures on multisigs to set the donation.eth as primary name and also set an avatar and whatever else we have. And then distractions, just answering DMs. I'll throw it over to Almond. Oh no, Almond already went. I'll throw it to Mateo.
Thank you, Reeve. Hey guys, GM, have an excellent week. I'm here to hang out, just listening to you all, smart people. Nothing much to add, I'll pass it. Monique, did you go?
No, I didn't, GM. Not that much, just to listen, sing with you guys. I'm a little bit distracted. Can I sing to Santi? Did you go?
Santi already went, but I think we can still hear from Giantkin.
GM! GM!
Oh my god. Nothing else? Okay.
No. Just listen in, catching up. That's it.
Salamander on the wall.
It was last. Nice.
I think there's one more. Did Kotabe go?
Not yet. My intention is also just thinking, no distractions. Yeah, I think I'm the last one.
See here. Let me look at all your faces. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good. Well, then let's check it out here. A couple things to vote on. Right here, Griff put in the chat a couple of links, mostly for updating our ENS name. Actually, do you want to talk about this, Griff? I think you've got a good idea on it.
Yeah, I just noticed donation.eth was not set as the primary name, so I had trouble actually doing it. Ended up having to send anyway. It doesn't matter. It's working now, and also there's like a sign a message thing that's like thank you, praise to Lauren for getting the right link. But basically, the sign a message sets donation.eth's avatar as the Giveth logo, the Giveth token logo.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the two signatures.
What's in here?
And it looks like
that was the one that needs to be rejected. Okay, so then there's one. So there's one vote here. Oh no, sorry. This is showing old notifications. So I see just one here, Griff. Set name.
Yeah, and then there's also I don't know, is it a message or is it something else? But there's sign a wallet. Looks like I just need one more, and the link is it's like signing a message. So it's not really a transaction. Maybe it's click messages. Is it in there? Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
It's a signature, not a.
Right. I think Ashley could probably get this out the door. Looks like Ashley or Amin.
I don't think you've signed it either, Mitch.
No, I don't sign things anymore.
Oh, okay.
I was just kidding. Here, let's go. I can do it right now. All right, so then that should go by itself. And then this last one, let's see. Yeah, Ashley or Amin can get it out right now, basically.
Giantkin.
Giantkin's already signed it.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Sorry?
You're in.
You did nothing wrong.
That's why I said sorry.
Okay. Cool. So then that's just there, and then hopefully it goes through and you have everything you need?
Yep.
Okay.
And then when someone sends money here on Etherscan, it'll be donation.eth, and you'll catch some eyes.
Nice. Okay. And then there's just one more that's been sitting around here for a while. It's just an old transaction. I forget what we were doing with this money. But basically this just needs to be rejected here, I'm pretty sure. What was I doing here? Treasury management? Maybe. Anyway, this can be rejected. I think Ashley or Amin can sign this as well and get this out the door. And I think Kai's on here. Are you in the main multi-sig, Kai? And Franco as well.
If you give me a link, I'll sign it. Do you have a link?
Yeah, I just put it there. So you need to reject that one. And then it will just clear our queue like that.
Both of them on Optimism, is it?
There's only one transaction on Optimism that we need to reject.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, cool. One thing I noticed here, Griff, is that hacky way that we're doing stuff of like deploying the multi-sig with the same address. it's starting to cause issues. Like we can't really like sign transactions properly, or like they're getting rejected. And you like keep on having to like go and like periodically try and push them through. I don't know. Something really is funny here. You can see you get this warning message that it was made outside of the CLI. Some things might not be functioning properly. This one here. Created with an unsupported base contract, the web interface might not work correctly.
What happens when you click get CLI?
Well, you just have to download the CLI. Go ahead.
Yeah, but this has nothing to do with reusing the address, I think.
Well, we make it outside of the interface.
I think it's because it's a fork of Gnosis Safe on Optimism and Celo. It's only on Optimism and Celo. It doesn't happen like on Gnosis Chain or any of the other ones.
I think it happens on Polygon. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know how to fix this, but just to be aware, it's starting to cause weird shit that.
Like it's actually blocking us from executing something, or.
Yeah, like I was trying to make transactions and it would not load it properly in the transaction builder. I tried to sign them and it would constantly give me errors and stuff. Executing was just a horrible pain in the ass. Like, took me several days of coming back to the site and trying again.
That's really weird. I wonder what we can do.
I don't know. I think I have a support issue. I need to follow up on it, but yeah. Anyway, so that should go through, I think. Another thing to vote on here is this GiveFi working group proposal. And so this is going to be up until the 14th, so another 2 days. So I took what we worked on, like building the standards for making working group proposals and the budgeting and all that jazz. And so there's 4 different versions of the budget, and you can find the details in the forum post here. But essentially voting on, do we increase the budget? So do we increase the scope, or do we keep it at the current scope, reducing it, or do we cancel or halt the working group or the product in this case? So it's a tight vote, somewhere between shrink and no. And that's going to be up for another 2 days to vote, and then the outcome will basically decide what we do with GiveFi for the foreseeable quarter. Any questions on that? Okay. Great. Give Garden, nothing. NRGive, nothing, unless somebody stuck something up there. Okay. Then I guess the thing that we should talk about is this Claros integration proposal. I read this a little bit this morning before the call, and it looks like they want to implement some version of Claros Court and Claros Escrow as like a layer between donations, where like basically the escrow doesn't release the donation funds unless projects meet some sort of requirements or conditions to release the flow. Zodiac reality module. There's a lot of stuff in here, honestly. Dispute resolution. Go ahead. Marco, you had some comments, I remember.
Oh yeah. What I'm seeing there, I read the whole thing, and they are basically proposing the feature that Giveth had before we actually redesigned Giveth and started actually decided to create a simpler version of Giveth. At least that's how it looks like to me. So I wouldn't go down with that. I would vote no on this, definitely. Plus, besides the fact that I mentioned before, that I don't think we should be implementing anything new or building any new feature at this point right now. So whatever we are currently working on, what is already in the pipeline and already in production, that should be shipped. And other than that, I don't think we should even consider it. This one is specific because I think we already had that before. We did not had a lot of traction with it, not much usage, not that much value, except a couple of project owners, users use that. And plus, it will also complicate things on the current system that we've developed. So it will. I think it will also have implications on anything in the future we might do with the users' funds, or funds that are received on Giveth. So yeah, I would not accept this proposal, and I'd love to hear others what they think about it.
I'm with you, Marco. I would also say no.
Wasn't there some drama with Claros and you basically taking funds from users in their system or something?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I am against. I've been following that drama very closely from the Proof of Humanity side because I am very near that DAO. And yeah, I will try to put my opinions in the forum post, but I don't follow their values. I don't believe they have the right values as Giveth. But yeah, I will try to say it in the forum post instead.
Okay, cool. Okay. Any other comments or questions for this proposal from Claros? Griff has a thumbs down. Thumbs down from Griff. Okay. Yeah, I agree with a lot of the points that Marco made. Just unnecessary complication of the whole system and putting donations into an escrow and making them do all these hoops when it's like Ashley said, we're trying to reduce the friction from projects getting on and getting verified. So that doesn't really help us out. Okay. There was another thing that Marco was commenting on yesterday. We're going to move on from this topic if that's okay with everybody. It seems like it's a mostly no. Yeah. Okay.
We also take silence as a no.
Silence equals no. Okay. There was another thing where you were asking about where are we putting hours as quote unquote billable, and you were saying that coming to meetings was going to be free work or something like that. I can't remember your comment exactly.
Yeah, well, at least that's how I understood your comment about not maybe I was wrong. Maybe I just misinterpreted your comment, but
No, it's not. It's fine.
What I understood was don't log the hours that you come to meetings because that's not billable, or that's not going to be counted as working hours, which shouldn't be it's not true. Everything.
Yeah, exactly. No. I have the same problem. What's that meaning, billable? I remember that I hired full time in US, so I'm fully here. Do I have to bill specific things from the US as a full time, employee? What does that mean? For example, if I do a wrong job, you're not paying me back.
Well, I don't think we're talking about like paying people differently right now, but it's like, okay, where are you spending your time? Like, I think that's the real point of using Clockify or Coda or anything. It's like, where are you spending your time? And it's like, at this point, I don't think any of the discussion is like paying people less based on where they spend their time at this point. And what I'm trying to do is figure out like clear scopes, at least for like Marco's thing. Is like for DAO ops, it's like, okay, I want like a focused group of people doing DAO ops. And if all 25 of you are putting in the governance call as like DAO ops, then I have like this stack of 30 people all of a sudden that are like contributing to the working group, and it like makes it confusing. So it's like people are still like getting paid for coming to the governance call, but like we need to put it in a different bucket, you know? And that's all it is. It's like billable is super confusing, but it's like
management issue. Okay, got it. Sure.
Yeah.
I think I was in favor, or it was even my suggestion to let the governance call not be billable, because we are here as DAO members, and I think our compensation is being part of the DAO, and the compensation that comes with that, the vesting and such. But, you know, it's just an argument, because I think this is for us as DAO members to get updated, and I don't think that there should be a special need for anyone to be here who just doesn't, you know, want to get informed or be part of the DAO. Or other calls are different, but this was just about the governance call.
Yeah, I definitely don't agree with that. I'm with Marco. I think it's important to be in the governance call to know what's going on, but I'm here because this is my job.
Yeah.
So this is my job, but I shouldn't report it as a, you know, because I'm.
These are two different things that we're talking about right now. One thing that Mitch is mentioning, how he can as a PM managing his DAO ops working hours and seeing where people are contributing to, managing all that workloads and stuff. And the second issue that you were mentioning, Monique, is being a full-time quote employee or a member of an organization. Why do you need to log hours for everything you're working on? I guess that was your question, right?
No, for example, I'm supposed to be here because, for example, I remember when I get hired to Giveth, asked me to do this because I have to be in the meeting, listen, try to send DMs to all developers what important forum posts, try to engage them more. Even in our one-on-one meeting, I try to bring lots of governance issues that's happening. I myself, explain how, for example, vesting works to devs according to all the, forum posts here. So I think, I'm doing a lot, each week for this kind of, role, because I have to attend this meeting. If I miss the meeting, I missed a lot of things. And also...
That's fine. That's fine. So that was never part of the discussion. Go ahead, Lauren. You've been trying to talk.
I think that we should make an extra bucket that's keeping in the loop, or something a little bit more general that includes these calls that people go to that they're trying to it's important, it's part of their job, they need to be part of it, but maybe we're not really billing it as they contributed an hour to governance, and it can be some kind of percentage. It's the allowable or acceptable is some percentage of their their work agreement full-time hours. So it's up to 10% of your time or up to 5% of your time can be spent going to whatever calls you think are valuable. Because then I think people, honestly, like I'm really about the sub-DAOification because I don't want to be so granular all the time. It's a lot of work for me to have to say exactly how I spent every hour of every day, but I'm putting in the time and I'm trying to be as effective as possible. But I think that there is like value in, getting a little bit more of an overview of where people are spending their time to do budgeting. But yeah, also we can't just be like, you have to go to these calls, but you can't like charge for them. We should just make like another bucket that sort of includes that like minimizes the extra work that people need to put into this, but like create a cap on it so that it's like reasonable and you can't be spending 50% of your time going to like willy-nilly calls that you don't need to be part of.
Yeah, I agree 100% with Lauren. Because it's not going to be just governance call. It might be different costs as well that might just go into this bucket. So I praise you, Jelly Royale, for like raising up this strong opinion. But I think, it's part of our job, and we just need to figure out where to bill it, and it's going
where
to be part of
what bucket to put it in. How do we bucket it?
Let's make a new bucket. A bucket.
So there is a bucket.
Miscellaneous. I needed to be part of this. Trust me on it. It's only 10% of my time,
Couldn't it also be just as simple as no bucket, and where you just, you have like, I don't know, 2 hours a week, because let's say governance and community call, and it's just part of your regular hours. Like when I log the majority of my time as comms, it's understood that I'm contributing my other DAO community hours there. Maybe that's not granular enough, but I'm also with Laura where it's like having to like parse everything out is so complicated. And hopefully eventually it won't have to keep happening.
To your last thing there is right now, it's like the I don't know working group. Maybe you guys have seen it in Clockify. And so I'm trying to put these things in there, like the governance call, hopefully the community call, random tasks that don't really have a place, but they're still useful for you to do your job. And then my intention is everyone just put it there. We'll figure it out. We'll focus on the core stuff that's related to working groups to make it less confusing right now. And then go through this I don't know, staying in the loop pile, piecemeal later on, so that we don't feel so overwhelmed right now with having to figure out everything. Yeah. So that's right there. And if you think there's something that's missing in this I don't know group, Nico and Fershell have the power to update the Clockify things, and they're pretty responsive.
I just want to comment on what Monique's message here, because I do have an opinion about logging hours for full-time contributors. So, like, full-time contributors shouldn't be logging any hours. They should just be working. And I know, like, an ideal scenario, I guess, but here we obviously have to at least put some estimates on percentage of how many hours we worked for each working group, and so on and so forth. But anyway, full-time contributors, I don't think they should be logging any hours. They're paid for full-time here.
But the point is that we just need to know, I don't care how many hours you log into whatever, but we need to know how much we're spending on products. How much are we spending on working groups? So like, the point is to figure out how much are these products or working groups costing us. I don't really care how much time Sugas puts into comms versus fundraising. I care how much, money we're spending on comms for like the result of the KPIs versus how much we're spending on fundraising for those results. And we just need to know how much time people are spending in different places so that we can estimate a budget. Like
it's cool, but we cannot say, for example, it's not billable.
Nobody's saying it's not billable. I've never said it's not billable. So that we just need to remove that from our heads. I did not say that today.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's Guy's fault.
Okay.
Get complicated.
Oh wow! I'm so sorry for opening that end, Smith.
Oh my god. Okay, there's a fundraising call happening right now. I'm sorry, we took a little bit extra time.
Peace.
Okay. Take care.
Thanks,
Live long
Mitch.
and prosper.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.